and ghouls, my name is Jack and welcome to Horrorshow Art. I'm a digital illustrator, mask and effects artist specialising in all things horror. Today I'm showcasing a really unique addition to my collection. Based on an elusive subject that's always intrigued me, it's the Sasquatch. I've always been completely fascinated by the Bigfoot legend. I find the entire lore all too tantalising and much of the eyewitness testimony to be quite compelling, I must admit. When I started working on masks, I knew that I would love to add a Sasquatch sculpt to my collection. And I thought for a while about sculpting one myself, but then I came across the work of the great Collier Wilmes. He describes himself as a small-town monster maker from the cornfields of Iowa, and his work is just brilliant. He's a really talented sculptor with a particular draw towards cryptid creatures, which I love. His work is detailed and often has a retro feel. You can even find one of his sculpts being produced by Trick or Treat Studios, and you can pre-order it now. When I saw Collier's Sasquatch sculpt, I immediately reached out and asked if I could buy a blank, and I was delighted that he was willing to oblige. He sent out this stunning foam-filled blank, and I knew immediately the direction I wanted to take my copy in. My favourite bit of Sasquatch lore happens to be this: the legend of Boggy Creek, a terrifying ape-like beast that skulks its way through the waterways and swamplands of southern Arkansas. The subject of an iconic 70s drive-in classic movie and one of the very first docudramas to reach the mainstream. Described as being between 7 and 10 feet tall with wiry reddish-brown fur and glowing red eyes, this particular beast is known to be rougher than your average Sasquatch, ganglier, three-toed, weather-worn, and southern through and through by all accounts. I definitely wanted to homage the Boggy Creek monster in my finish, but also keep him looking realistic and natural, so I did some research into apes with auburn reddish colouring, and why their eyes could be perceived as red. It was interesting stuff, and then I started painting. I based the piece out in white and pulled all of the details and crevices out with washes. I then built up a detailed flesh tone using my usual technique of washes, mottling and spattering, and after this I stripped some of that paint to expose the original white layer for his eyes and teeth, and I then dry brushed in the darker textures around the eyes, nose and mouth. I painted in the detailed areas like the gums, teeth and eyes. I gave him bloodshot eyes in reddish orangey hues that look blood red when the light hits them just right. Once I was happy with the paint job, I moved on to the hair. I mixed the hair using a range of browns, auburn colours and greys. I glued it down to the sides and punched in the receding hairline and greying beard. I left the hair long as I wanted to match the descriptions of our Boggy Creek monster. Once the hair was finished, I gave it a messy, matted style finish. I glossed the eyes, nose and mouth, and the mask was complete. And here he is, the beast of Boggy Creek. I'm really thrilled with how this mask turned out. I think he looks really realistic and quite menacing. He definitely matches up to how I imagine the Boggy Creek Sasquatch looks. He's rough, he's brutal, he's quite intimidating. The incredible snarl that Collier Wilmes has sculpted looks just like a beast that's about to attack. I'm really pleased with the hair work here. I feel that the colouring and the punched in hairline gives this piece an added authenticity. I'm happy with how I painted the eyes, and I think they do have some real life to them. You can almost hear the sound that he's making when you look at this mask. He's more or less a flat, foam-filled piece, so one day soon I'd like to pick up a hunter's trophy shield to mount him on so it looks like I caught the monster myself and hung him on the wall. I'm really grateful to Collier for allowing me to work on his incredible sculpt, and I'm happy that the elusive Sasquatch will be forever captured in my collection. I'm going to leave you with some cool shots of the mask, so for now I'll say thank you so much for checking out this video. To see more of my work, get more insights into the process, or to pick up a mask for yourself, then do head over to my Instagram at horrorshow_art. Also check out my Etsy store for some stickers, apparel and cool cosplay accessories. There'll be links to everything in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, they're coming to get you, Barbara.